live stream here on TK's Garage. And today is a live stream that I'm not really happy that I have to do. But I feel like it is definitely necessary. And I feel like it's definitely something that needs to be talked about because unfortunately, nowadays, from what we're seeing, people are just getting completely screwed over across the board on stuff. And then magically, a couple of third-rate YouTubers or three or four of us will start doing videos on something and magically they want to fix the issues. Well, today's issue doesn't just deal with a regular general member of our public. I'm going to allow our guest to introduce himself and what he does or whatever he's comfortable with talking about. I've already got to talk to him a little bit. And then we're going to get into the situation and the horrible behavior I think that Stellantis has been partaking in.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and I'll kind of start from the beginning because it kind of helps paint the picture of how messy the story's been. I have a 2018 Ram Eco Diesel, and it started making noise, and there's a long-standing recall with the CP3 pumps on these. And so I contacted roadside assistance when the truck started making some nasty noises. The nightmare started. Roadside assistance, asking for a flatbed, sent a guy with just a bar lift on the back, I don't know what you call it. Started the truck anyways to get it going and made sure later in the day after pre-coordinating with the dealership I was working with that they were able to accept my truck and that they'd be able to work on it. The company that Roadside Assistance hired, if you look up their Google reviews, VIP Towing on Sand Island here on Oahu, engages in a lot of criminal activity. Stellantis hired them to do that, and I had contacted the dealer later that staff assured me it was there. They'd lock the keys, make sure the truck's good, get to it for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, I don't hear anything, so I reach the ship. Manager can't track down my truck. They don't know what I'm talking about. They have no record of it coming there. They start calling other dealerships on the island. The manager reaches back out to me. We start getting to the bottom of it. Been without my consent or knowledge. And when it did get tracked down, taken back to the dealership, this company was stealing for dispatch and sitting out there with lawn chairs, watching my truck while the dealership was trying to stay open late for them to receive it. So I'm sitting out there after getting a ride there, finally get to the People's Tow Yard, and I had to have Honolulu police come there so I could get my truck out while another company shows up. Mind you, this tow company doesn't have their vehicles currently registered or tagged, and police and Stellantis are hiring this company that is not lawfully operating. Going forward, the dealership went above and beyond. I didn't expect them to track down my truck. The dealership found it. They're the ones that found out where the breakdown was in this. The miscommunication was somebody with a same truck is. Sorry, is my audio bad or is that something I need to change?
No, your audio is fine, but the video gets a little glitchy in and out. But I've been able to hear you fine. No worries.
Copy. The reason the dealership thought they had my truck the day I called is another customer's vehicle of the same style, color had been dropped off in the same spot. So without checking the VIN, I can understand the confusion on there, and that's where that happened.
Right.
They start working on the truck. Time goes by. I get a Ram customer care rep. She's amazing. Weekly updates. The dealership's working with me. All of a sudden, like a month or two ago, things start falling off. It gets cold turkey. And earlier in this, I was told because of the gravity of it and the parts aren't available for my vehicle, typically a rental car wouldn't be an expectation on something like this. But as my vehicle's under warranty and they can't fix it, they had said that they would try and help provide some compensation if I submit rental car receipts.
Right.
Having PCS to a new location, I can't foot the bill for a rental car with no deadline for when my vehicle is going to be back. Right. I took a loan out for my TSP, everything else. Anyone that PCSs knows you have a lot of unplanned expenses and things that come up. I took a loan out against myself, bad luck, the car I get has to get some repairs, additional things. So now I'm paying maintenance and insurance on 2 vehicles when I was only supposed to have 1 here. And Stellantis says submit the rental. What they said was submit the rental car receipts, and we'll see what we can do on the back end. Without something solid in communication, I can't put myself in that financial position. So it seemed that taking a loan out, getting a second vehicle and going with the expectation my truck would be returned in a timely manner, as I bought a brand new vehicle with a warranty, would be fine. That's not what happened. And now that we're at the end of it, last week I get a call from a new care rep. The person I was working with is no longer with the company, unfortunately, because she's the only reason I stayed calm besides the dealership through this with their communication. The person didn't. I couldn't get a response from the dealership. Despite telling me what my terms would be or what I would need to consider that, they pushed me onto the buyback team. And then I get a call today of, hey, come pick up your truck, or last night, come pick up your truck this Friday. And I'm getting the impression that Stellantis, because they've been ignoring my communication, that they're playing hot potato and just expecting, here's your truck, have a nice life. And I've lost about a year of use of my truck over the life of the warranty on it from dealing with these issues.
I mean, personally, I kind of feel like Stellantis Ram should extend the warranty on the truck, knowing that you've already had to do that if you were keeping the truck anyway. And if they were going to do the buyback, I know how it is when you get deployed where you're at right now, because I've been there and I know how much it costs. You know, I used to bring my vehicles to Long Beach and then they shipped them over to Hawaii. And that, for me, back then, it was like $3,000 to ship a car over there. Never mind any of the other fees and anything else that you do with it. Me personally, I kind of feel like I ship my vehicle here and it's broken under your shit, and you don't want to buy it back. You need to cover all of that, and they should be covering some of the cost on the other vehicle, because a lot of people don't know what a TSP is. A lot of people aren't like us that in the military community they know, but knows what that is. But guys, a TSP is something that they take a portion from. It's called DFAS. How you get paid from the military. You know, every pay period, and a portion of that can go into something that's called a TSP. It's kind of like a retirement fund. So they kind of did this guy so dirty that he had to take a loan out against his future, against his retirement, to be able to have a vehicle so he can get back and forth to post base for you guys, whatever, you know, going back and forth to base so he can do his job. And that's absolutely ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I can't believe the dealership didn't say, here's a loaner vehicle. We know it might be, you know, 10 months. I mean, it should have been, especially for a Ram, right? Especially like with the Eco Diesel. I mean, I know BMW and Dodge or FCA, Stellantis, whatever, not the same thing. But when my M5 has an issue, if it's something that's covered under warranty, they give me another car. I got an M3, M4, something, and I've driven them for months while they're waiting on parts to come in. And I just don't understand how Stellantis just doesn't have it right to do the right thing. And you would think, and I know, and I don't want to hear this because I know people will put this in the comments later. Goes, well, just because you guys are military, you shouldn't get. It's not about getting a special privilege. It's about taking care of the people that make sure that we're allowed to go do whatever that is that we're doing now. So, you know, this guy is out here sacrificing and serving his country, and we got a whole company over here that's like, fuck him. And I just, when I saw your thing, Lucky Lopez commented. He sent me a DM the same way on Instagram, and he was like, I hope you torch these motherfuckers. And I was like, 100%, because it's ridiculous. And what's funny is somebody at Ram, somebody at Stellantis will see this live stream because somebody has sent it to them, right? And then someone's going to try to reach out to you, or they'll reach out to us and be like, hey, we want to fix this situation. What do we got to do to make this right? When you could have just made it right. And I understand that they were switching teams probably from the time that you had the issue with the truck, you know, when Stellantis merged and, you know, they took all that stuff over. And the poor woman that you were probably dealing with that had good intentions, she got cut loose. like a lot of other people that worked at Dodge, and Ram and Chrysler at the time. So it sucks. And now the people they have in charge are just to everybody, you're just a number. And that's the sad part about the business now. They just don't give a shit about their customers.
Well, and my a couple people have actually bought these trucks from my experience of going through the dealership I bought it from. My ex actually bought an identical spec truck as mine, and her engine was on her. The experience she had from Tobin Dodge in Las Vegas and everything else. I don't expect I get special treatment for being in the military, but she definitely got drugged through the dirt on this stuff,
Well,
and she just finally got her truck back.
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, she was already dealing with Tobin. I've been torching them the last few days, so that doesn't nothing surprises me when I hear about that. But that's something, if she hasn't been fully taken care of, please let me know because I've had them in the oven on broil for the last few days and they can
So because of her
100%.
getting,
Huh?
she ended up going to another deal. She ended up getting it taken out and taken to a dealer to get taken care of because Tobin basically said warranty work, go pound sand.
Wow.
That's
Look
more or
at
less the response she had gotten from it. It was you didn't buy it from us and it's warranty, tough shit. And in a way, I kind of understand some of these vehicles, the dealerships, my truck, they're not making money when they do an oil change or something like that. But I appreciate when they give me good customer service, anyways.
You know what though? Here's the thing. The dealers do make money. This is what a lot of people don't get. So I'm a wholesaler. I don't do retail,
Yeah.
but I know how the model works. So when your truck gets brought in, if they have to replace something, if they got to pull the motor out, if they got to do all of that,
Oh,
they
yeah.
they bill. It's not the same as billing a regular customer for all those hours. They get capped at a certain amount, but they make a shit ton of money on doing warranty work on vehicles and billing that to Stellantis 100%. So
That,
when
that,
they be,
that
you know,
comment, that comment, Petty Roosevelt is killing me right now.
yeah, that's what they that's what they call me when I'm going in because I used to have a monocle that I would put in like the old Monopoly dude, and yeah, and then they knew when I had that in if I started a video that way, someone was getting torched, and I was going to fuck with somebody, put dicks on a building, something was about to happen. So I have a reputation on the internet for getting results when it comes to that shit because I'll use unconventional methods that gets attention. And I don't want to go to Detroit and go put dicks on Stellantis's building, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure I could collaborate with one of these what are the skyscraping climbing dudes and have them put some dicks high up on the building at Stellantis. That might be interesting. But the biggest thing for me is so right now they want you to just pick up this truck and say fuck it.
Yeah, the dealership, like I said, I can't give the dealership enough praise. They're the one that found my truck when I thought it was stolen, and they've been. I want to make sure there's no heat. The dealership has gone way above and beyond on this.
Yeah.
Ram on their backside of what they've led on to or gaslit. Now that we're right at the finish line, they
Yeah.
just hot potatoed my ass to somebody else, and there is no warm fuzzy on this. And I've been through the ringer on the. You're on the way out the door, you're heading someplace, and they're
Yeah. And and this is the biggest thing for if somebody at Stellantis or Dodge sees this video later. This is my issue with it. You guys are doing absolute scumbag fucking behavior. And the same way I've been, because I haven't been coming after corporate, I've been coming after the dealers because mostly it was the dealers being scumbags. But the fact that corporate knows that you're about to get deployed, so they're
yeah,
like, "Oh, he's about to get deployed. Fuck him." That makes me so mad because it's like they're like saying, "Ah, fuck it. We don't care because he can't do anything. He's about to go get forward deployed somewhere, so it doesn't matter." And that that shit makes me beyond angry because it feels like they're just saying whatever, no one's gonna care. Well, except now when they see the video, they'll be like, "Oh shit, who did?" They're gonna be like, "Who did this? Who made this decision?" Because it's gonna make them look bad, and it's sad that we have to do that. But I kind of feel like I kind of feel like we don't have a choice in this matter. Like they have to stop doing this shit. Period. Uh-oh. There he is.
Signal is not the greatest here.
Oh, I know how it goes out there in Oahu, bro. But
Yeah.
you look crispy now. Looks like you came in. It cleared up on you.
Oh, it's I appreciate it. It must have jumped off 5G. 5G trashes it here.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they I was saying, I feel like it's a scumbag move for them because they know you were getting deployed, that now they're just kind of like, we don't want to deal with it. Or, they're trying to limit their responses in hopes that you get deployed and then you're unable to deal with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and another thing too on there that I didn't even get into is the company that towed the vehicle also did a pretty significant amount of damage. And if you see the guys on not just the flatbeds, the guys with
Yeah.
take the lead back. They put the seat so far back, and the dealer said the steering wheel alone is $1,000 in parts. So not counting like the dogs or cats that were on it, and then bumped my bumper up against something else. They jacked up the bumper, they scratched up the doors, everything else. And when I contacted roadside from FCA, Stellantis, whoever they used, they said you need a body shop to submit the quotes. I can't get it to the body shop because the cab's off my truck in a dealership. They won't do body work quotes. So I've been waiting over 6 months to get my truck back so I can do that. So I don't even know if I'm going to get hung out on the statute of limitations or whatever that is. And the tow company also, I just tried and get it to the dealership because roadside said they wouldn't pay for the impound bill. So I said, what would it take for me to get out here so we can settle up? I need to get my truck fixed. I need something to get to work. The tow company that was trying to extort me wanted $2,000 in cash, or they said, call your insurance. They wanted me to make an insurance claim.
What was the tow company's name too? Because I want
VIP
everybody
towing.
What is
VIP
it?
towing and VIP towing, and I believe I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe it might be Toe Jams is another alias. They operate under different aliases.
Okay.
But yeah, and I even tried contacting FCA or them to get recourse to be like, please block these people. Look up VIP towing in Honolulu or Oahu.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that right now. I would look up their reviews on Google. It's going to astound you.
I can see it. It's horrible.
And it's a lot of people saying the same thing. Hey, I called roadside. These people tried to extort me and held my vehicle hostage. I paid extra through roadside assistance because the dealership near me doesn't have I didn't want to deal with them. So I took it to the dealership I trusted. So roadside charged me extra, and roadside wanted me to also call my insurance to settle this. I paid extra for a service, and they said, pound sand. And I have all the texts and the messages through their dispatch request of saying it needs to be a rollback A, B, C, and D. Hey, these guys are accepting the calls under the alias of another tow company. So they're intercepting the calls, trying to run the clock out for the dealership to accept it. Like, it's scummy, and there's no action. There's no one I can talk to.
and just like Butter just put it in the chat, 1.6 stars. I mean, the fact that, we already know that Dodge deals with scumbag dealers, but the fact that your roadside is now dealing, Stellantis is dealing with scumbag tow companies, the fuck, man? Y'all need to get y'all shit.
I reached out to local law enforcement too, and I can even provide the police report to you showing that they showed up because these guys were harassing me. They're sitting out there literally with lawn chairs, intercepting the calls, blocking it so my truck wouldn't leave it. I didn't sign a single paper or anything. They left my truck in the middle of a cul-de-sac park, unlocked, the keys sitting on the dash. That was this company. I have no paperwork, anything on my end to even show that they were the ones that had the tow. No one signed it. The other tow company came in there and hooked up my truck. They just left it unlocked out in the road. And I tried reaching out to local police, everything else, filing complaints on it. No news agency, law enforcement, anyone. It's a known thing. Even the tow truck drivers that picked it up said, these guys used to be in jail, everything else. It's a scam. Sorry, that was long-winded. I'm kind of here. It's digging up a lot today on this.
No, I get it, but this is, I want you to get it out. I want people to be able to hear it. So it's not just because a lot of times people would be like, oh, TK's just fucking being petty and being an asshole about it. But when they can hear it from somebody like you, then it's not just me. So then once you say it and then I get dead off in their ass for the next 2 weeks, they're going to be like, what the fuck? And so it's not just me saying this, or I've said this, or I've turned the story into something it's not. That's why I want people to be able to hear it from you so they know exactly what the issue is and how bad RAM and how bad Stellantis has treated you as a customer. Not just, I mean, one as a customer, but two, the minute they found out that you're military and that you're about to get deployed, how they immediately went to you're a fucking scum, fuck you, scumbag, whatever, and went to, scumbag shit. That's the part for me where I'm like, okay, y'all about to find out real quick, because it'll be what will happen is other people that are more advertiser friendly, I guess I should say to myself, like OC Motivator, Butter will probably end up doing a video on this. I'm sure Lucky Lopez will probably end up doing a video on your situation. And these guys are probably all going to reach out to you as well. And when that happens, Stellantis is going to be like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like people at RAM will be like, damn. And what happens at that point is they probably buy you out of your truck, or they pay your truck off and you just keep the truck and fix it, or they buy you out of your truck and try to make you whole or fix a situation.
Yeah, I want to keep my truck. I love the truck. I'm loyal to it. I've got proof that I've gotten referrals from. My dad bought one of these because of my ex bought one. I'm all about it, but the position they put me in and not having a deadline or any urgency to this, that's me not running the AC. That's me not running the AC at night so I can sleep because I don't know what kind of financial issues I'm going to have. That's me not going to see my family for the holidays. I spent a year on an overseas assignment. That was my time and my money to go there, and because of the financial uncertainty, like I get down. I've got over $8,000 that I didn't plan on spending this last year for repairs, additional insurance, everything else. Like this isn't. I bought a truck from them because I had that faith and trust from the relationships that I had.
Yeah, I mean that's what drives me nuts about the warranty thing. Like I literally abused my scat packs when I bought them. I had 3 different green 392 Challengers, and I would regularly blow up my rear end because I take it to the track and race it. And I see Destroyer 1320s in here now. I could tell you the same thing. Like I would drop my clutch at 3,000 RPMs and pray it didn't bust. And if I got through racing that weekend, or if I didn't and it broke, I would literally call roadside. They'd pick it up and go to a Dodge dealer and then have a rear end into it in a couple of days, and they covered it under warranty. I didn't even have to be like, and that's why when I saw your story, Dodge and Ram, this is all the same company. So this is not a thing where it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed that much in a year and a half that they went from covering this stuff and doing the right thing to going full scumbag. And that's the thing that's pissing me off about the situation more than anything, is that they're literally taking advantage of somebody who's active duty and is about to go be deployed for who knows how long, because shit's going left right now. We all know that things aren't nice in our wonderful world, and we don't know what's going to happen. So the fact that we don't know when you're going to be able to come home to be even able to enjoy this truck, even if they're able to get it back to some semblance of what it was before the tow company fucked it up, that they sent to pick it up, and then not fixing the issues, like this is crazy.
Yeah, it's a unique situation. Again, I can't stress how much I do appreciate the truck, and I like how the dealership's done it. I'm just kind of mind blown from all this great communication, and we're going to try and make you whole, to we're going to pay your truck what we tell you we're going to pay for it, even though I've told them that's not what I want. And I know other people in similar situations, just like, let's put an engine in it, let's get this handled, let's get it on the road.
Yeah.
And mine, they're just like, that 6 months, I feel like is more than good faith.
And that's the thing. It's not even the 6. It shouldn't even take that. It's the fact that I've seen them fix these issues with other vehicles like this. No problem.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just putting you on the back burner because they're like, oh, this guy's about to be deployed, so it doesn't matter. We don't have to deal with this shit right now.
Yeah.
And that's
the dealership, them trying to handle that. It's just weird that the dealership, if the back end and the admin side was talking with the dealership and I had more communication, I would have been better informed a week ago that they were about to be done with my truck. So why kick me to a buyback team when you're trying to get me to pick my truck up?
Right. Well, the other thing is they would kick you to a buyback team in hopes that they'd be able to sell, buy you out of your truck, and then they turn around and sell it. That's literally all that they were trying. That's all that they're trying to do. They would literally be like, "Oh, we'll buy it back," and then the dealer would get it at a discounted rate because it was a buyback, and then they'd turn around and sell it for a premium. That's not on the dealer, but that's just on
Yeah.
Stellantis trying to make more money off the situation.
Well, and that's the hard part here too. And I voiced is this is a unique economy here.
Yep.
Shipping vehicle is, you look at old rusty Jeep that's $2,000 on the mainland. That's a $6,000 car here if it has a clean title.
Yep.
So you're not going to get any. If you're spending $5 or $6 on a used car here, it probably either doesn't have a title or a clean history, or it's got $1,000 in back registration. So for them to buy back, like I couldn't even make a down payment on like a base model truck. I don't think you should go from a couple-year-old diesel with 60,000 miles to a like V6 cloth interior and then have a couple $100 a month payment from that. That's not a fair shake or a deal.
No.
When you maintain it. I just put brand new tires on it right before I went to the dealer. They don't take that into account.
For me, I mean, the fact that you had to pay to ship the truck to Hawaii, I already know how much that costs. I mean, I've done it. Another buddy of mine named Eastall World goes, ships vehicles back and forth to Hawaii a couple times a year. And I know when I shipped my car to Hawaii, I think it was like $3,200, and it was like a Triumph TR6. It was a little tiny piece of shit. So I can imagine how much it costs to ship a Ram. So I'm sure it's a little bit more money. And this was 15 years ago. So going from that to putting the tires on it to having to take a loan out against your TSP to be able to have something to get back and forth to, like Dodge, I mean, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, whatever. These motherfuckers should be bending over backwards to be like, we are so sorry that you had to do this and fix the situation. Because this is ridiculous.
And that was the impression they gave, and that's why I felt comfortable through this situation. And I'm really at a loss for words on this situation here.
I totally understand and get where you're coming from, and especially with where I know what you do for a living. I will happily, I happily have no problem being your advocate or being the loud person that can say all of the bad things that your superiors would not be happy about you saying on the internet. I can do that for you. You don't have nothing to worry about there. So
I appreciate it.
But so from where it is now, they wanted you to pick up the truck tomorrow or Friday?
Right. Yeah, I'm supposed to go get it tomorrow, and I need to get it handled anyways because the registration, I didn't expect it to be there for 6 months. Hawaii is very generous and tries to waive registration for military as long as you keep your vehicle current.
Right.
May have to go to the courthouse to see if I can get. I'm gonna have to spend time to potentially go to court because now my is gonna have fines and back fees because I didn't plan for it to be there for 6 months. And Hawaii bases your registration based on the weight of your vehicle.
Right.
So now I'm gonna have penalties and additional fees and a lot of lost time because this wasn't handled.
And I think if I'm being honest here, I kind of feel like Stellantis should be eating that too. And I see Erickson here, Destroyer 1320. He knows Tim Kaniskis from Dodge personally. So does Butter and a couple other people in here. I feel like we know enough people at Stellantis that somebody should be able to run this up the flagpole and they make this right before the drive or car scoops or the Ram forums, because I can guarantee you this, someone's probably going to take this live stream and post it on the Ram forums, and that shit's going to go crazy. It's going to go on Facebook, and Stellantis is going to end up looking really bad when this could have been an issue that they just fixed. This didn't have to be that way. So,
and that my intent the whole way because of how they handled it, the professionalism with them and the dealership and the lady that was handling my case. Any kind of business dealing, things happen. You get a Monday or a Friday part. Like, I work on military equipment. I know how it is. Like, there's a lot of components. Things go bad. Things happen. It's not the end of the world. And I was very reasonable with. I had no intention with this. It's now because it's the end and the kind of timelines I'm on. the warm fuzzies are gone, and I've lost my confidence it's going to be handled in the way it was. Even the email today, after being told that the intent was to reimburse for transportation expenses, the buyback team said, "No, that's not even consideration or on the table." Was sent to me in a thing. They said, "We only buy your vehicle back. That's it. That's all you're getting. Whatever we offer you on your truck." And they gave me a deadline of when I need my paperwork done by. I don't want to sit here and fill out a bunch of paperwork for a buyback offer I haven't even agreed to. Why should I spend my time that you guys have already taken to for you guys to be like, okay, we're gonna do a favor. We'll give you 80% of the value of your truck based on book and the fact you're in a different market. Go screw yourself.
That's crazy, dude.
And to give a little more premise too, before I came back to the States, I got hit by a car where I was at my last thing. So I needed my truck to get medical appointments. I missed some of my medical appointments for dealing with ruptured discs in my back and torn ligament, everything else.
And
Like,
that's messing with your that messes with your military career. You got to be on top of all that shit. Otherwise, they'll make you, what do they call it? Not. They keep changing what they call it. It's unable to serve or whatever the hell they call it now, or undesirable to serve or whatever the bullshit is. But yeah, no,
And
And
I
I feel
don't want to steal all your time. I really do appreciate you reaching out and helping, giving the olive branch on this.
well, I'm retired now, so I have all that time in the world. I mean, you'll get there eventually. I'm hoping at E8 or E9 before that happens.
That's a little high, but I only hope.
But
I want to go green to be like you. So Allied Trades is the dream right now.
Well, I'm gonna do my best. Like I said, I'm gonna do my best to try and get as many people to see this as possible, so that they can get this resolved. Because I kind of feel like people pay attention to it a little bit more when they see like it's somebody that's deployed. Like we just had a guy who was deployed over in Iraq that got screwed out of his Demon 170, and as soon as they found out, oh, he's deployed. Oh, that's some scumbag. So I'm hoping the same thing happens when it comes to this, and that Stellantis goes, oops, my bad. We didn't actually know the situation. Nobody actually explained it to us. Because that'll be the excuse for the company is, well, the underwriters and other people really weren't talking to the dealer and nobody actually knew the situation. Well, now they do, because now it's out here in the public forum. They absolutely know what the situation is. And I'm hoping for their sakes that they do that, because, the military community, we're petty as fuck. And, you can come out with all these, serve editions and trucks and all that other shit. But if we see how you're doing guys that are active duty, especially guys that are about to deploy, and you're treating them like shit, you'll never get another dollar of my fucking money. I can tell you that right now. Period. End of story. So, do you have anything that you'd like to let the other people know before we get out of here?
No, sir. I want to say thank you again. I appreciate your time and the help and the olive branch on this. And I again want to make it clear that person who was originally handling my case, A+, and the dealer has exceeded my expectations. And when they called the other day saying they had some turnover in the dealership, they weren't tracking this as warranty work. The person who was handling it said, "Hey, my apologies. Let me get back to you tomorrow. I'll make sure the paperwork's squared away." Called back, said, "Hey, you know what? Your truck's dirty too. We're gonna make sure it's detailed, squared out. Like we want to make sure that we get you back your truck how it was supposed to be brought here."
Right. It should come back to you in the same like new condition it was before. The tow truck company fucked it up. They had to tear the cab and stuff off the
Yeah.
frame, messing with all. Like, that's the thing. The thing that concerns me is you're going to go pick this truck up, and then they'll do whatever they got to do the body work or wherever you have to take that. My concern is you're going to get your truck back. You're going to take it to get its body work and all the other stuff done, and then they're kind of just going to go and try to wash, while you had to take a huge financial burden over crap that they
Yeah.
started. And that's the big that was the biggest thing for me that really pissed me off about the situation. Is this is a thing that corporate should handle. This should not be an issue.
And thank you again, and also thank you for helping me put a little light on VIP towing, because I've not been able to get anybody on this island to put any traction. So maybe, hopefully, something comes of that as well.
I have a feeling I'm gonna be doing a dedicated video on them. I haven't been to Hawaii in a little bit, so I might have to catch a flight.
Go up at the airport, and I will give you a room.
I appreciate you, brother.
I got you, brother.
Hey, man, like I said, and hey, whenever you come back to Vegas, I know, we can link up with your brother out here at Nellis. But when you come through,
absolutely, man.
I don't know what your relationship situation is, but I know that she's gonna approve it. Titties and beer on me, bro.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful night, and thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys very much for tuning in today. Like I said, the best thing that you guys can do for me in this situation is share this place everywhere you know. Post it in forums that deal with Rams, post it in Dodge forums, hellcat.org. Post it over there too. Fuck it. Post the shit on Facebook. I already sent it over to my dudes at the Army Time podcast. Best believe they'll be talking about that shit this week. I'm sharing this shit everywhere because I need to make sure that Stellantis is held accountable when they fuck up themselves. This isn't a dealer issue. This is a corporate issue. And this is looking like more of a problem with how they're treating our active duty service members. And I'm tired of that shit. Shout out to all you guys that gave super chats. I truly appreciate it. Major salute again to you, brother. Be safe out there. And I'll be in touch soon. All right, brother.
Later.